D Sign Company offers more panel options for real estate signs than any other sign company. The reason why? That's because we sell to all 50 states in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and sometimes overseas. Not every panel is applicable for each area. Climate plays a major factor with the sun, high heat, severe cold, and coastal areas with saltwater air. I'll go through all the substrates one by one and tell you what is best for your area of the country and whether it's good for hanging on posts, frames, or both. D Sign Company's hardboard material. It's our most popular and economical material. In fact, our base price in the catalog starts with a hardboard. It's 3/16 of an inch thick, tempered and tough, and it's going to weather about 12 to 18 months. The edges and flat surfaces are sealed with a top quality coating. Over 75% of D Sign customers choose the hardboard because with all the hazards that signs endure, many are lost, damaged, or stolen before they wear out. It's good for either use in our metal frames or hanging from a swing post. One thing about the hardboard though, it will absorb moisture and can swell. In high moisture areas, these boards will only last about 12 months. In the desert, they'll last 18 months. D Sign's hardboard. D Sign's polyethylene material comes in two different thicknesses. You've got a .100, which is about a 1/16 of an inch thick, and .150, which is about 3/16 of an inch thick. It's an excellent material that weathers 3 years plus. The .100 and 150 are both recommended for hanging signs on posts. The .150 is recommended for frames as well. And talk about a tough material that is hard to break. Just watch. One thing about polyethylene though, it has a tendency to bow, particularly with the sun. If this bowing bothers you, we suggest you choose another material. In a frame, the bowing won't matter because the frame will hold it in place with the loops, and the home shopper driving past will not notice the bowing. D Sign's polyethylene material. After hitting the polyethylene sign with my hand, I realized I didn't do it justice on its durability. You can take a baseball bat to it and it won't break even in sub-freezing temperatures. D Sign Company's corrugated plastic panels. They're very lightweight, tough to tear, and they're water resistant. And they're going to weather about 12 months. It comes in 3 different thicknesses. We have 4 mil, 6 mil, and 8 mil. The 4 millimeter is recommended for open house and directional signs, whether they be the single corrugated or the double corrugated folded over for double the strength. On the single corrugated 4 mil, they can be translucent and they can bend along the flutes. Now the 6 mil and 8 mil are good for frames and hanging. They're a lot stronger and they're a lot more rigid than the 4 mil corrugated. D Sign's corrugated plastic panels. D Sign Company's 24 gauge steel panels. They're zinc coated underneath with a top quality coating on the surface. It's an excellent material that'll weather 3 years plus. It's recommended for hanging signs or they can be used in frames as long as they're bolted in. We also have hem steel available, which is great for high wind areas. It's folded over at the top with double the thickness and double the strength. The other thing about steel panels is that they will rust if that paint and zinc coating are damaged. In coastal areas with a 24-hour-a-day saltwater exposure, these panels will rust with time. The other thing about steel is that it's not real rigid and it can be flexed or bent. D Sign Company's 24 gauge steel panels. D Sign Company's 063 aluminum. It's our best material for all weather conditions, geographical locations, and it's good for hanging signs as well as our frames. It's going to weather about 3 years plus, and it's a good strong material due to its thickness and it's very rigid. The great thing about 063 aluminum is that it won't rust, and it's used everywhere in street signs, stop signs, and exit road signs. The 063 aluminum also comes as a reflective, illuminating at night when a potential home buyer drives by and their car lights hits a sign. It's a great sign for high traffic areas. Also available is the 04 aluminum, but it flexes due to being a thinner panel and is only recommended as a bolt-in on a frame. Many local sign shops use 04 aluminum as their standard material for hanging signs, but be warned, those corners can be bent very easily. D-Sign's aluminum products. D-Sign Company's polystyrene and expanded PVC. We'll start out with the polystyrene. It's a plastic product that'll weather about 24 months. It's used mostly for hanging panels on posts. It's also used in A-frames on the West Coast. The good thing about the polystyrene is that rain or moisture will not hurt this at all. The only thing is that it can get brittle and break upon contact during extreme cold weather. Now the expanded PVC, obviously it's a PVC product with a lot of air injected into it, making it very lightweight. It'll weather about 24 months as well. It's good for frames. It holds up to the rain and moisture, but again, this also can get brittle and break upon contact with extreme cold weather. D-Sign's polystyrene and expanded PVC. D-Sign, the nation's leading provider of real estate signs, helping brand real estate professionals since 1967.